and welcome to the B Show. Let me move back a little bit so you can see my little, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Hi everyone, welcome to the B Show. Today is a wonderful sunny day outside. If you haven't got a chance to go out, get some fresh air, I suggest that you go. Today is also 1 year since everything shut down in the pandemic. I can't believe, I know, we're still here. I don't really see that much of a difference. A little bit of difference. Like today they said New York City dining will also will increase to 50%, and we no longer have to quarantine for domestic flights, which is really, really good. Can I just sit back a little bit? Because I feel like I'm force feeding you my face. It's pretty and all, but let's step back a little bit, right? Okay, here we go. So like I was saying, we hit our 1 year, and today actually makes 1 year since I started working from home. And I don't know about other people who the same boat that I was in. I was what the heck is going on? And we have to work from home. Okay. And the first 2 weeks was oh, that's all it's going to be. We're just going to be here for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Not a long time, just here for a good time. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that after 7 days, I think, I just couldn't take working on my laptop, sitting on the couch anymore. And my great roommate, also known as my husband, he just surprised me one day. I woke up and did a mock desk, table, and organized all my things and got me coffee. And now, of course, I went and got me a real desk and a real chair. But at that time, we just thought we were going to be home for a little bit. And I sat down every day and watched a movie. That's how it got me. All right, movies I never seen before, something I never did. And I think I got up to over 100 movies. If you want to know or see the list, please feel free to hit me up. I saw a lot of good movies. But yeah, we are 1 year in and nothing is the way it should be, the way it would be. But we made it. My homies, we made it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even think I would be able to get to this hurdle. So I feel like this year has taught me and everyone else, hopefully, that things may seem dark, but eventually you'll get over it. The light may not be that bright, but there is a light. Taking you out of church, you know what I'm saying? So let's, change the subject, get a little happy. Well, this subject is not that happy. I'm a very person who I have to admit that when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I love, during this quarantine, during this pandemic, I've fallen in love with this man who I thought maybe one day he can run to be the president of the United States. I thought he did a great job with in the middle of the pandemic, and I don't know what to say, Andrew Cuomo. Today I found out a sixth person has come out and allegations towards him, and that he closed the door and he went up their blouse. And I got to keep the same energy. I have to keep the same energy. The moment I heard from Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, you know what I'm saying, T.I., if you remember, I was here talking about him. I got to keep the same energy. And I know in the world that we are now, we are the judge, jury, and all that in between. And we're supposed to, Jay-Z and R. Kelly had a song, innocent till proven guilty. But I don't think he should resign. But we gotta know some stuff, Cuomo. I mean, your brother is so freaking cute, and the arguments you and him have on his show are amazing. But I don't know. Are you guys? I don't want to say cancel because we're no longer doing that. We are mature. We're holding people accountable. And if he did what these women are saying, we gotta know, right? I don't know. So that's what's popping over there. So also, I don't know if you guys are in tune as much as I am to what's going on across the world. There's this girl that looks like she wants to be Kim K, but she acts like she's Rihanna. It's all over social media and the news. She went into this Lyft car, to this Uber car, and she just real ghetto. And I think she was just, when you're around people, she's a pretty girl. So when you are a pretty girl and I feel like your friends want to be around you, they start allowing certain behaviors to happen. It was 3 girls in the lift, and I guess a guy told them something they were doing was not right, or like they need to wear their mask, which is, mandated, especially in these cars. And her friend was like, "Oh my God, Corona!" And they took off their mask and started coughing on him, and then they took his phone because I think he was recording, and then they ripped his mask off, and she later and he kicked her out. Like, he kicked all 3 of them, Shelly, Michelle, Deandra, I don't know, ghetto, all out of the car, which he should have. And he reported them. And the girl went on the video talking about, my boyfriend told me when something like that, you wake up. Girl, who's your boyfriend? Because he obviously wants you to get rocked. You did not meet the right person. Because you cannot, in 2021, think it's okay to be looking like Kim K and to be acting like Shanika Bambikwa. You know what I'm saying? And then she was like, well, this is why I take Lyft anyway. But then the joke wasn't her, because Uber and Lyft have suspended her and her 3 girls, and they are not allowed to take any of those ride shares. So I'm going to keep up with this story because it's ridiculous. And I just want to know, like, I've been in a Lyft now with COVID numerous times. And one time I was in Lyft with my friend Ziggy, who was on the show last week. And it was New Year's Eve. We were drinking, we were intoxicated. And I was just like so under the influence. I had my mask like right here, maybe a little bit here. And he literally pulled it up and was like, nah, you're not going to get me suspended in any lifts because you can't breathe. Or like, you know what I'm saying? You want to be reckless. That's what your friends should have done. They all carried on like everything was funny and cool. And I don't think that's right. And that's the people we should cancel, because you know better. And if you know better, you need to do better. I'm taking you out of church today. Like, besides this highlighter, I am taking you guys and I am educating you. And I don't know why I'm doing this for free, but I'm just letting you know that's what's happening. So let's talk briefly about what's going to be happening on today's show. Today, we have my good friend. I don't know if you, like, this is like a test. Did you listen to me last week? Did you listen to me 2 weeks ago? Do you like the highlighter? Like, what's up? I know that I said that sometimes I steal Carl's friends. It's, if you met me, you know why. You know what I'm saying? And, sorry, I'm going to silence my phone. How rude of me. And she's a good friend of mine. Her name is Jean, and she's going to be on our show. And we're going to do like a quick little interview, and also like learn a meal that she made. And I'm so excited to give her this opportunity. She started up a little thing during COVID. I mean, that's one thing that this pandemic has done for a lot of people, and myself included. It's giving you time to sit down and reflect and to make your hobby into a business or into a dream come true. And I've eaten her food numerous times before. I can guarantee you that it tastes really good. Just that now that I'm not eating carbs, I just want to make sure whatever she's making, hopefully it's carb friendly. If it's not, what's a girl to do? I'm just going to have to I don't know, skip on it. But yeah, we have my friend Jean on the show, and she's going to do a little demo of food that she makes. And I suggest everyone, get your notes out, get your notebook. If you're trying to impress your girl, your wife, Carl, I'm just saying, because he can't cook for anything. And then we're going to have our sports talk with everyone's favorite brother, Steph Polius. He's also on another show with his brother, Greg, because sometimes they say I say the whole government. And our first sports talk guy, Declan, they have a show. If I'm wrong, hopefully he'll correct me. I apologize. It's called Smoking Guns. It's on Monday and Wednesdays, and it's all under the tent of the Sports Hit Blitz show. So we're going to be talking a little bit with him, and we're going to go to Miss Jeannie, and she's here waiting to join. I'm so excited. I hope you guys are too. So Let's get this started. Hey, darling. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
I can hear you now. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous. I was just telling everyone that I taste your cooking, so I can vouch that it's good. This is not, this is not nothing fake.
Okay, great.
I will say, we are both Haitian, and the only thing Haitian I know how to make Haitian food is bouillon. That's a good soup.
That's a good one.
But yeah, compared to me, you really could throw it down. So I'm so excited to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
And you're gonna show us a little bit, tell us a little bit about a meal that you prepared. But before we get started, why don't you just tell us a little bit about you for those who do not know?
Okay, so my name is Jean. Originally, I'm a nurse. My hobby is cooking, so I decided to start a little small catering company called Freckled Feast. I called it Freckled Feast because there's a variation of foods that I make, so that's why I call it Freckled Feast. Just a bunch of different things under one umbrella. I took it as a hobby, and I kept getting compliments on my food, so that's how that started. I decided, why not take it to the next level?
Exactly. When did you actually start this, your business and your love for cooking?
So my business officially started in 2018. But my love for cooking started when I was really young. I think it started with the play sets with, cooking, with the kitchen sets and putting cupcakes, frosting on, things like that.
And I won't even say because we're Haitian and like our mothers, because there's other Haitian women who don't know how to cook. But I guess you just loved it. And for me, cooking is and I know my mom does it too. Like when she cooks, we kind of get excited to be like, how does that taste? And that joy that you can bring to people by food, because that's one thing everyone loves.
Right, definitely. It brings everyone together. A good meal will have people talking and smiling and laughing.
Yeah, and then they come back.
Right, most definitely.
Okay, so what do you have prepared for us today on the B Show?
So today I made for you guys a low carb meal. I'm doing a little challenge with my girls, trying to lose some weight for the summer.
4 months away.
4 months. So I decided that I'm going to do a low carb meal. Still delicious. It's a summer meal almost. It's ribs and Brussels sprouts. Now, a lot of people don't like Brussels, but yeah.
I love Brussels sprouts. I like them steamed. I like them roasted. I like them, I guess, like lightly fried.
Mm-hmm.
I like them sauteed. I like them raw. I like Brussels sprouts is one of my favorites.
You know what? I honestly wasn't a fan of them until when I became older. It's one of those things that I learned to love.
Yeah.
So I think as long as you make it with things like garlic and sometimes bacon, if you want to get a little fancy.
Yeah.
Definitely something that people would always like.
All right. I'm getting hungry just thinking about this. Okay. So what is you said you're going to be making ribs and Brussels sprouts, correct?
And Brussels sprouts. So
okay. So kind of like prep us in like the beginning. What is the first thing you do as a Hold on. What is the first thing you do as a Haitian American woman with your meat?
You clean the meat. There's no other.
And how is that? Just by hot water?
So I use lemon or lime.
Yes. Yes.
Hot water.
Yes.
And you do all of this. Some people use salt. I personally don't because I watch my salt intake.
Right. In the Haitian world, that's called trempe.
Trempe.
Yes. Okay, that's number one. Nobody trying to get sick here, please.
And I don't want to hear anything about salmonella. You just have to clean up after yourself.
Thank you. And I don't want to hear the fire cooks off the bacteria off, boo.
No.
Because guess what? It ain't cooking it off when you're in the bathroom.
At all. You'll be crying.
Or next thing you know, you're in the emergency room with a worm coming out with the ribs,
Oh, God, yeah, you don't want those.
And you a nurse, so
I don't want to see it.
I don't want to see it, and I don't want to see you. Okay, so we washed our meat, and are you using pork ribs, beef ribs?
Today we're using. I wish I had the presentation to show you everything, but another day, if we'll set something up where I can do a live presentation.
Live, yes.
But what we did was we seasoned with paprika, salt, light salt, because I'm not heavy on the salt, garlic, onion. Those are a few things that we put in to get that good smoky flavor.
Okay, and then after you season everything, do you leave it for a couple of hours, days?
I like to leave it at least 2 hours and to a couple of days. Maybe
Okay.
4 days max.
Agreed. Unless you put it in the freezer
Well, yeah.
and then you take that out, and that's a whole. Oh my.
Right, you'll have some really juicy, flavorful meat out.
Oh, we can lose weight forever, but I always say I'll always be fat in heart, like Fat or Us.
That's it, right? I already know it's just
Foodie for life, baby.
it's just in me.
Okay, so after we season with your seasonings that you prefer, what do you do next?
So what I like to do is I like to brown my meat. I use a little canola oil or olive oil, whatever you have on hand. I brown the meat on either side for a few minutes. After that, I'll simmer it in some fluid. So I'll take beef stock with whatever seasoning was left in my bowl that I used.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll boil down the ribs. Now a lot of people don't like to boil their ribs because they feel that they lose flavor, but I find that as long as you use the beef stock and the seasoning that you use to season the ribs, you'll get plenty of flavor.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't usually, unless I'm doing it on the grill, I don't boil my chicken or like my ribs. Okay. I'll admit that. If it's going on the grill, I know because that would speed it up.
Right.
Yeah, but if it's at home, especially now COVID, I'll just put it on like a 375 for an hour and then keep checking it, and then I'll keep basing it.
Well, yeah, that's
that juice.
I'm just the sucker for really soft, tender.
Yeah.
And I know that when you boil them first, no matter what you do, you'll always have that product.
Yeah. What if you wanted to put it in a crock pot?
You could do that. You could do it on high for 4 hours and low for 8 hours.
Then it falls right off the
bone. You almost might have like a rib soup.
Oh. Okay. So after you've done your boiling, when do we put that bad boy in the oven and for how long?
After about 45 minutes, I like to boil my ribs. And then after that, I put it in the oven, 375, just to get a nice coating on top, almost like you're grilling them outside.
Yeah.
Then after maybe 20 minutes of leaving it in the oven for 375, I'll take some barbecue sauce that I homemade.
Oh, would you tell us the secret of your sauce or no?
I'll give you a base of it. It's pretty much ketchup, red wine vinegar, garlic, brown sugar. Those are some things that we
mustard or something.
Well, some.
She won't say everything. Okay.
Well, that.
Okay. And now while that's cooking, when do you make the Brussels sprouts?
So I like to make. You could prep everything prior to. One of the things I like to do is prep my Brussels sprouts. The longer you season them, the better. Personally,
right.
Same thing with meat. So what I like to do is clean them. Of course, you have to clean. Everyone needs to realize cleaning is important.
Yeah.
So I like to clean my Brussels sprouts after I clean them. I'll season them with a little bit of olive oil, salt, pepper, garlic oil, some balsamic vinegar. Like I said, you could cut up bacon and throw it in there. It would be great in that. And then saute it for a bit and throw it in the oven to roast it, which is really what I did today.
Okay. Now, do you have something to show us?
I do.
Okay.
So this is, I don't know if you can see. Those are the Brussels and the ribs.
I have something too, guys. All right, I'm going to do this live. I'm not going to lie, Jean. You're my girl, but I'm going to be real with the people.
I appreciate real.
Okay, so first we have the Brussels. Are we eating together? No? Cheers.
Cheers.
Okay. This is the Brussels sprout. This is good. What's that thing that people do? AM. You know that sound that people like?
Mm-hmm.
There's people that like to hear people eat for the sound.
Oh, that's really interesting. I didn't know that was.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. So I'm doing a 2-for-1.
Okay, there you go.
All right. I love Brussels sprouts.
Are the Brussels all right? They're hitting?
Yeah. And I even like when they're like really, really crispy.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice little.
And it's a good aftertaste. I feel like I'm on Top Chef. Okay, now I'm going for the ribs. You know what? A lot of people bother me when they eat their ribs with their fork.
Yeah, me too.
I don't have time for that. If you're at a restaurant, you order ribs, come on now. Okay.
Like,
here I go, guys. Mmm, mmm, mmm.
I love the
reaction. Not even making it up. There's something in here that you didn't say.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I feel like I taste like cloves, like ground cloves.
I can't tell you my secret, Deb.
Oh, this is amazing. Okay, for anyone else who would want to try this, how much would something like this cost?
So I just recently started doing individual plates. It's something that's going to go live in the month of April. But for now, we have catered menu plates. So something like this would go for about $12 with 2 sides.
That's it?
We're just starting, so we're a little modest, but like I said, I think you'd enjoy it.
Can you tell?
I think so.
How long does it take for something like this to be prepped and made?
I think after about 2.5 hours total from start to finish, you could really have a great meal going.
Sorry. I've been eating just chicken all week, you know what I'm saying? Trying to cut the carbs. But oh, look. Wow. Okay. What are some other dishes that you have made in the past? Like I'm your follower. I've had your mac and cheese slapping.
Yes.
Tell people your Instagram name so they could go follow you to see for yourself.
So my Instagram name is Freckled Feast. That's it, Freckled Feast. No variations, no underscores. FRECKLESFEAST, Freckled Feast. I'm Jean. You can follow me there. You can send me messages to order the food. There's an email address attached to the Instagram page. I'm also on Facebook, Freckled Feast, same page. If you need me, send me a message.
Also, one thing about you is, guys, I'm not trying to gas you up, Jean. You know me.
I do.
I'm gonna have to end the show a little early today. What people also don't know is, hold up, wait a minute. Hopefully Carl's not, or he probably is watching this. And babe, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're gonna do for dinner tonight because I'm good.
Well, there's another plate.
Yes, you hit me with a surprise.
Surprise.
So okay, here's plate number 2. Whoa.
It's for my Haitians out there.
That's for the Haitian sensations. Now, for anyone who does not know, Haitians' number one meal is griot, which is pork, fried pork, and
black rice.
Our black rice d'Injonja. Please tell us how you made the rice.
It's a secret.
Oh, come on now.
It's a secret. So
just
okay,
give it for me.
Let me
maybe you need to come over and teach me how to make that.
All right. So what we
because honestly, you can't call yourself a Haitian wife if you can't even make that rice. So
right.
I'm a Haitian American.
Okay.
Because I can't make this rice.
Listen, it's not as hard as a lot.
I'm not supposed to eat carbs.
I just took one bite of it because you have to sniff it.
Okay, just tell us a little bit.
All right, so what you do is you'll have to get the Junja mushrooms. They sell it at Haitians good stores. You can find it at certain supermarkets, Caribbean goods.
Cambria, if you live in Elmont, Queens,
Cambria Heights, that whole
Cambria Heights, Cambria, just griot. Oh, baby.
I like to oven bake my griot because it, cuts off some of that fat. You don't need to fry it one way or, a little fat lightens it up.
Who taught you how to make Haitian food?
My mother. That specifically comes from my mother. She was heavy on cooking and she made really good food. My father also told her that she should go into catering, but she
wow. So, Jean, I'm not even trying to toot your horn. This is amazing. Like I said, I tried some of your food, but the rice and the griot, It tastes like my aunt made it. It tastes like I'm from Good Taste.
Good.
And you know Good Taste.
I know.
Yeah, this is very good. I'm very proud of you. And everyone, please, please, please go to this girl's page and hit her up. I would not lie to you about food. Like, you see my size. I know good food. This is it. This is hitting. I really, really love it. I keep getting someone text me over and over. He said, I'm a friend stealer. I'm not really a friend stealer. It's just I'm a better friend. You know what I'm saying? I hit you up. He'd be like, you talked to Jean today? Yeah.
Yeah.
I have. How about you, friend? This is amazing, Jean. I'm not gonna lie to you. And honestly, I'm gonna hit you up this weekend for something.
All right, my love.
Wait, how long does it take for you? So if I hit you up tomorrow, how long would it take?
What I'm gonna start to do when I let my menu go live for individual plates, I'll start the menu on a Monday and it'll be for the following weekend.
What if I wanted something Saturday?
This Saturday?
Yeah.
We'd have to speak behind the scenes, but we could work something out.
Wow. Delicious.
I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Oh my God. I love it. Okay. Hold on. Sorry. I always ask a random question. If you could cook for any celebrity, who would it be and why?
If I had to cook for a celebrity, I think it'd be Rihanna. Yes, because she's the homie. Beyond being the homie, she's inspiration. She took her business from 0 to 100, and I would just want pointers. I'd also want to make that friendship through food, honestly.
Yes, I agree. And also, I think because of being Caribbean women, she would probably identify to a lot of food and like you said, give you pointers. Now, do you know how to make curry goat?
I haven't made it yet, but I'm willing to try.
Okay, maybe I need to be like, you know what I'm saying?
You should just dive in there and just try these things.
Yes, I have no problem trying. I'll bring a bottle of Tums. It's worst comes to worst, but I'll try it.
It's essential.
Now, do you make cake and desserts?
I make people rave about my pistachio crumb cake and
girl, pistachio is my favorite ice cream.
Yeah, you would love this cake. It's absolutely amazing. My fudge brownies are to die for. So good. Those are just to name a few things that I make.
So why don't we do something, G? We'll talk privately. Like, what if you just make a meal for me once a week? Like, I'll pay you. Give me a break. Instead of me, I am like a loyal customer at Grubhub and DoorDash. You know what I'm saying? Instead of giving them money, I need to start giving my money to my homegirl.
Right. That's the reason why I'm starting that, plate service. Give everyone a break from the typical 4 or 5 places on Grubhub, DoorDash. Yeah. People are tired of them, so.
I 100% agree.
Yeah, this will give people a break from all of that.
I definitely would want you back if maybe we can do just a thing with just you to actually show us the steps of how you do it. Okay. And if you would like, you can please feel free to, write the ingredients and directions and send it to me and I will post it. And if you could post a photo so they can see what it looked like. And maybe we need to do a contest or something. Who makes the best food could get maybe a free meal but this was, I'm not lying to you. Like, I still taste the seasoning, the spices. This was so good. I'm so proud of you. And to everyone else out there, when you have, like I said before, if you have a hobby, make it something, because your hobby is sometimes what gives you like life, inspiration, and good vibes.
Definitely breaks up the monotony of daily COVID life.
Yes, and it is getting hot again.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely will be coming over. There's no need for you to be in this room. You're not getting any food. Thank you very much. Now that it is getting, wait till the show is done, bro. I gotta see the portions and see what works for me and what works for you.
Right.
What he thought? This is the B show.
That's it.
Now that it's getting warmer, I definitely will be coming over so we can, like I said, try some things together, and you can really help me get my Haitian culture food down.
I got you, sis.
Because that ain't it for me, and
Got you.
I would love to learn.
Don't worry, we got you, sis.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is my girl Jean, also known as
Freckled Feast.
And you are on IG. Your name is
Freckled Feast.
And on Facebook,
Freckled Feast.
And I'm so thankful for having you on this show. Thank you so much, Jean. You are the best.
Thank you for having me, Deb.
No problem. Love you. Bye. Okay, next we have my new man crush. He is a little bit younger, but you know, age ain't nothing but no, we're not gonna say that because that's R. Kelly. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I should get like an applause thing. Welcome, Steph. Oh, he got a whole microphone. You came ready today.
I mean, I'm typically ready.
Oh, excuse me. I apologize.
No problem.
Welcome to the B Show.
Thank you. I'm glad to be on.
No, I'm glad to have you on. I was just saying to everyone that you have a great show with your brother, your older brother, Greg, and with Declan, and it's called Smoking Guns, right?
Smoking Mirrors.
Oh, that's better. Smoking Guns.
Yeah,
is now
smoking gun. I mean, I guess you can find a smoking gun, but that's not what we're in the business of. Smoking mirrors, you know.
Right. So tell us quickly how this came about, the three of you.
Yeah, so really, Declan and Greg were kind of working on this behind the scenes, and they needed a third person. And I've always kind of been in and out of the chats and the Sports Hit List group. And obviously, Greg being my brother, like we talk sports all the time. So when he came to me with the opportunity to be their third, I was excited for it. You know, it's something that comes naturally, just talking sports, you know, with the guys in general. But it's fun being able to like have a platform for it, speak about it, and kind of choose how we want to deliver that message to the people, because really the show itself, you know, covers a lot of the narratives that you don't necessarily see or hear about in the media, the ones that maybe aren't as popular. So it's fun to kind of dig into, you know, the other facts and other perspectives that you might not see.
Now, be honest, how is it working with your brother?
It actually isn't too bad. So I mean, I've coached with him for a number of years. I've, you know, lived with him for a lot of years, and you know, we're very close. So I know how to handle and deal with him.
How many years apart are you guys?
We're 4 years apart. Yeah, so 4 years apart with him, and then I have a younger brother. We're 3 years apart.
Right.
So, you know, stuck in the middle.
The middle child. Oh, the one who feels no attention.
Oh, you know, I didn't feel that. I don't feel like I had middle child syndrome. Yeah, I that's not me. I didn't feel like I didn't have attention. I felt loved, and I didn't feel like I needed to star, like to do things to get attention. You know, you could ask Greg and Garrison. They have their opinions on it, I'm sure. But yeah, working with
now, how did they both get G names and you got an S?
Because I'm special.
That's you being left out. You see, I'm just
oh no. You see, that's you glass half empty. I'm glass half full.
Oh, all right. Okay. Fall back. Fall back. Yeah. No problem, sir.
So it's interesting, that name. If I'm not mistaken, Greg he chose my name and my mother chose my spelling. So it's pronounced Stefan, but it's spelled like Stefan, Stephon, which trips up a lot of people. Yeah, trips up a lot of people. The two Fs is a little bit weird for people, and it's like, wait, it's not Stefan, it's Stefan.
Yeah, you just want it to be different.
Yeah, you know, and that's what I am. I think that name really is what started, you know, this persona, who I am today, because you know I'm just different.
When's your birthday?
March 26th, so it's coming up.
Oh, it's coming up. You're an Aries.
Yes, I am. Okay. Proud of it. I don't really go like I'm not like deep into the zodiac sign stuff. I know that like I'm on the border. So what's
the dating show? Go ahead.
Wait, what's before me? It's Aries, and what's before
Pisces.
That? Pisces. Okay, yeah. So I was told that like whenever you're like on the cusp of the sign, then like you have a little bit of both. So I feel like I have both, because people complain.
I will agree, because when we chat, I feel like you're like Pisces-ish, but Aries also by like being grounded and knowing. All right, this is obviously not what we. It's like a whole
True.
nother thing.
I mean, I'm here for all this too, though. I'm just
Me
saying.
too. I mean, this is. Let's be honest. This is probably our second time meeting
Yes.
via like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like I could talk to you all day, Carl. You know?
I also want to say I did peep the promo, and I cutie with dimples. Thank you very much. I got two of them. Some people got one.
Karen, did you see I said my new man crush? Oh,
Stop it. Monday's coming up soon, though. Just saying.
All right. All right, let's talk to business before my booking manager makes sure you're never on this show again. You know, there's always a hater, though.
True, though.
But technically, he can't because he needs you for, his sports hit list, right?
I'd like to believe that I am valuable enough that he would not do something like that.
I agree, too. I'll fight for you, bro, so don't worry.
Thank you.
Okay. As I said earlier today makes 1 year since we started, 1 year since the pandemic. And the biggest thing for all sports people was the end of the NBA, or like a pause. And they revamped it, they revised it since then. But where were you? Or like, what was your first thought when you heard them say basketball will be stopped?
So I was probably at work, I feel like. I was in the office at the time. And I mean, I think my first reaction is, the way I consume sports now, I don't have like a cable package. So it's really just like, streaming through the apps.
I swear, this is like the new thing that I'm hearing from everyone. I don't have a cable package. I think me and Carl are like the only ones left with
You
Verizon.
might be. You have to cut the cord. But all I'm saying is I did this like 4 years ago. So it wasn't like I'm new to this game. I've been doing it for a minute. So back when you could go to bars, I used to go to bars to watch games or like, pull it up on my iPad when I could.
Right.
But like I obviously sad just because, I enjoy sports. I enjoy watching it when I do, like, and even just keeping track. I'm a big fantasy sports guy. So, at that time, I was more bummed about my trip to Japan getting canceled because that was going to be my birthday trip. But hearing that the NBA was being canceled was it's like a big deal because it wasn't really that serious here yet. There was still kind of like uncertainty. People were getting sick, but it wasn't to the levels that we thought it was going to be, right?
Yeah, also, because like a month later, that's when it was like
yeah.
So they were ahead of the curve.
Down. Yeah, because even me, my trip was like, it was kind of in peril, but like we were thinking, I was going to connect in China, which was like the scary thing, right? So everyone was like, I don't know, it was Shanghai. So we're going to connect to Shanghai, which is far away from Wuhan. But we're like, we'll just wear a mask and like, we'll just be there for a few hours. Then we'll just go to Japan. So like in my mind, I was like, it's still possible. Right. So that's how the thinking was back then, so to see the NBA, getting canceled and them taking it that serious, even though, other phases of our life, like our government wasn't taking it as serious. It was scary. And it put it in context, right? Because in my lifetime, I haven't seen something like that. So to witness that was kind of like taking a step back and be like, wow, this is a big deal. But also wondering like what that means for like all sports, right? Because that was like the first step. So it was definitely flabbergasting, and it was really set the tone for what was going to be the next year.
Now I remember I was home. Today makes 1 year since I've been working from home as well. And I remember Carl was just saying like this kind of reminds me of Hurricane Sandy. Because remember everybody was like told like get out or be safe or this and that, and no one believed. Carl was the number one person like Hurricane Sandy, what? And then I remember like we lost power in the middle of WrestleMania or something like that on a Monday night, and Carl was like, yo, Hurricane Sandy's here. So the same thing happened for the NBA. He was just like, I thought I heard a grown man crying. I'm like, are you okay? And he's like, this shit is real. They canceled the NBA. And I was like, oh my God. Like, what is going to occur next? Because NBA is like, and any sports, that's a mega money. That's a cash cow.
Yeah, huge.
So for them to cancel it, I was just like, something big is about to happen.
Yeah.
And then we did the bubble, which worked. And now I think about it, I'm like, was the bubble really good for all these players who are just Like in the beginning, when they went back to living their normal life, we kept hearing like they just can't, like now that they're free, they're kind of doing what they want.
Yeah. I think the bubble is great for entertainment. It's great for the owners, great for like money being made because like you can just play the games, not worry about cancellations or the superstars getting sick. Like you saw what happened with baseball because baseball really to me was the first.
Oh, that
sport,
was a mess.
a huge mess. Like they thought, oh yeah, we know we'll just let the players do as they want because the players were not happy about doing a bubble like the NBA.
Right.
So it was never going to happen that way. But you saw how bad it was for the sport in general. So I think the bubble was great for like us as sports fans, and again for the advertisers and the owners. But for the players, that's a huge commitment. And only seeing like I think a handful of players really breaking quarantine or getting caught breaking quarantine.
Yeah.
And like bringing people in or going out was very impressive because that's a really tough time, right? To be focusing on this sport, which yes, it's your lifeblood, but there's a whole virus going around impacting everyone's life. So, I thought it was a good move by the NBA, but something that I couldn't see being sustained over a full course of a season.
Right.
It was different to see like no fans in the crowd in the stadiums, but also
they live off of that. Like that gives them the drive to play better and harder.
Yeah, home team advantage no longer is a thing, right? Because like that's a huge part of it as well. I mean, not every player is fazed by it, but fans, making noise or getting in your head, like it's psychological. And I think you take that out of it, guys are just in the gym like it's practice, So I thought that seeing the fans like on the jumbotron when they started like zooming in, that was cool, and I think like the pandemic.
My friends actually they got to be part of it for a game.
See, like I thought that was cool. Like even when you saw some like random celebrities or people that like
like Barack Obama was on it. Everyone was like so stoked. Yeah,
so like that's cool. Just another layer to it. I find that the pandemic has a lot of silver linings. That was one of them. Getting creative with technology to like still make keep the engagement.
I agree.
So I was happy with it as a fan, but I think personally that's a very tough call to be like, y'all can't talk to anyone for this period of time. You can't see them. You can talk to them, you can't see them. You have to stay.
But I think maybe it also helped them as a team become better friends.
I would hope so. I can also look at
it's
it
like band camp or like going to camp and you can't see your family and friends for a bit.
True. But I can also see it the other way where it's like you can't stand someone, you've been around them so long because some of these people you only know like in your interactions in the practice or in the
right, because some of them are good friends and some of them are just all right.
Yeah, and sometimes you like want to keep people at an arm's length, but now you like seeing them every day and you're just like, sick of you. So I could see it being the other way too.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Camaraderie could definitely build in a situation like that.
Now, I would like to discuss a very touchy subject regarding this is my favorite team, not in history, my favorite team in history, Sacramento Kings, but my second favorite team is the Miami Heat. Butler, hero, my peoples. But on breaking news that Miami Heat player Myers Leonard was overheard playing a video game saying some slur words, and he was suspended. Yes, he was suspended and fined. Do you think that's enough?
I really don't, to be honest with you. So I heard about this last night, I believe. Actually, I was talking to a few friends. And they brought it up, and then I read into it a little bit.
He was suspended from activities from the facility. And I think it was going to be even hard. Like, I think they were even thinking about getting him removed, but then he went and did like an apology. And you know how it is. You do an apology tour, and you get to get everything clean slate. And then they're going to make sure he goes to like racial classes.
Yes. He spoke
something that you should know from a child, but now you got to be an adult and go to school for.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as a child or even as you grow up, if you don't have to care about it, why would you care about it, right? And, as I read a little bit more about it, he got fined $50,000 and, he's suspended from any team activities for a week, but he's injured. He's out for the whole season.
Yeah, so now he won't get paid for those little games, which
I don't know if that's the case. I think he's protected because he was already injured. he might still get those game checks. I have to look into it a little bit more, but I think he still gets the game checks if he was playing.
Suspension doesn't include loss of pay.
Yes, so he's getting the game checks still. If he was playing, he wouldn't get the game check. So to me, it's not enough. Like, I get great suspension. He doesn't have to go to the facility. He can't, he's not working out.
But you do. You get a little time home, right?
It's like getting suspended in school where, like, yes, you're like, oh man, like you get scolded by your parents.
Don't even say it, because I got in school suspension and it was a great time.
That's what I'm saying though. That's what I'm saying though.
Like, all my friends still came and checked on me in the library. The guy was like, go to lunch. I got all 3 lunches.
I think that it's not enough. It's what they try to put on the surface to be like, we did something. But if you really wanted to do something, if you want to really hold these people accountable, because accountability is everything. And I think
agreed. I agree we should not cancel anymore, because that does nothing. But I do feel like we need to hold people accountable.
I think so. I mean, I think canceling could be an accountability in some sense, of the word. But I will say in this case, he needs to be suspended next season as well. Like, he needs to miss games. He needs to miss games when it matters, when he can actually play. Not when he's not playing and not going to be in the game anyway. It's a little.
I think he needs to be fired.
Well, I think firing to me is I'm on board with that. And my thing is, if you're talking about not canceling, then that means he works again. You know what I mean?
No, to me, not canceling is not being like hate crime back to him. And
okay.
That's what I mean by canceling, by being vicious to him and making sure he never plays again. I just think he needs to be fired from Miami Heat, and whoever wants to take him up on their team will be fine with it. But Miami Heat needs to be like, we don't want this, you know what I'm saying? So you got to go. And if another team takes you, we have no problem. We will support you and where you need to go. But we just can't have that on our team.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that as well. I guess in my mind, like, it's a lot easier decision when someone's more of a role player than a superstar. Like you saw a Kareem Hunt with the domestic violence situation. Like, Kansas City dropped him almost immediately, and then he gets picked up, a season later by Cleveland. But like, that's how it goes. So I think, like, if you're saying that Miami just tries to wipe their hands of him and say like they're done,
and I'm not saying one is better than another, but if beating the heck out of a woman compared to, unfortunately, I get it. He was saying he was playing a video game, and I have a brother-in-law. I know people who play video games, and you get so caught up in it, and you're just saying things. Okay, so maybe I'm going to take it back. Maybe he shouldn't be fired. But okay, I understand, you're playing video games and you get caught up in something like that, but that should not be the first thing you say.
Well, yes, but he also paused, if you heard the video, because I went to listen to it. He paused before he said it, and he
so then that lets you think he thought about it.
You know what I mean? And I play video games too, and a lot of people do, and you do get like really caught up in it. But one of the quotes I think I saw from him was he didn't know what the word meant. Like, you can't say that. Like, you're, as a grown man, as a grown person, to be in this world and not understand.
Like, I didn't know, mommy.
Yeah, exactly. You can't have that excuse. You can't sit there and say, oh, well, I didn't know what that meant. I thought I just said it to say. You knew it was harmful. You were upset and you said something to hurt someone, and you knew that word would hurt someone, would cut deep. So you knew the meaning behind it, whether you want to admit it or not. So to lie like that to me is something that compounds the issue for me, because whether he goes to any kind of sensitivity classes or tries to learn from his mistakes, that's all PR. That him apologizing, trying to, make amends is PR. Does that actually do something at the end? No, he might hop up on another stream after this and be like, mother, and
change his name so they won't know it's him. And the world we are in today, you never know who's recording you.
Yeah.
You never know what you're gonna say. And I don't know. I think like something like that kind of, not that, but today something happened at work where let me not incriminate myself. So, but I felt really bad for what I said, and I immediately called the person. And now I'm thinking, like, here I am being the judge and the jury. Like, sometimes you get caught saying things that you're not supposed to say. If you really mean it, I guess we're supposed to forgive. But what I said is nothing compared to that.
Oh, of course, there's levels to everything, and I think like you can understand.
And I'm saying, like, I told the person, like, you're lying. And they were like, I'm not lying. And then I was like, I'm sorry for saying that.
But I think that is the reaction we should have, right? Being considerate of other people's feelings, understanding that, like,
and then
what you
catching
say,
yourself as soon as you say it.
yeah,
Like if he never got caught, would he ever apologize?
exactly. Understanding that, the ramifications of your actions, of your words, and that they do have meaning, right? Like, I
Right.
think that's important. But when you talk about not canceling people, that means giving them another opportunity. I do believe in giving people another opportunity. The same reason when people go to jail and it's supposed to be for rehabilitation, what I'm saying is that it's like the idea of behind going to prison or going to jail is to rehabilitate. Our system doesn't do that. But
Correct. But it also depends what you go to jail for now, bro.
I'm not talking about
that's a whole nother conversation.
yeah, it's a whole other
Okay.
conversation. But just talking about it on its surface, you go there to be rehabilitated, to be brought back into society as an upstanding
Correct.
citizen, and that's what it's supposed to be. And I believe,
So
like,
maybe this is what Miami Heat is doing.
well, like canceling to me is that same opportunity. If someone does want to take the opportunity to learn from their mistakes and become better,
Yeah.
having them and giving them a second chance to then re-enter society, or in this case, re-enter the league and play again. To say that he should be fired and never play on a team again, to me, is a very extreme approach.
I agree. I think he should be let go of Miami Heat because we're so much better than that. And he should go to the team like the Nets.
It's a good example.
Not the
for
Nets,
Miami
the Celtics.
Yeah. It's easy for Miami to do that with a player of his caliber.
Yeah,
right?
and that's hard. Exactly. And then it's also like what's easy and what's harder. So maybe I get what you're saying. Maybe let's teach him. He can learn. If it happens again, you're out.
Well, I think that it also needs to affect his wallet. Like 50,000 isn't enough. Like
I know to me and you that's a lot, but to him, that's nothing.
Exactly. It's relative. And I think like people start to think twice and understand what their actions and words mean when it affects them in a certain way, and financially is a big way. You start messing with people's pockets, they'll think twice. They'll be a little bit smarter, right? Because he let that fly and was like, hey, and kept playing.
100% agree.
Exactly. So I think like when I talk about him losing the game checks to me is important if he's going to play again at any point, whether they want to take that money from him up front or wait for him to have the opportunity to play again and say, well, this next week, 2 weeks, you're not going to be able to play and you're going to lose money. So that to me is a part of the lesson, not the only thing you do, but that there needs to be like harsher repercussions so that we have more accountability for people like this that
take them to church
that decide to just fly off on the handle and say racist or anti-Semitic things that like it has impact. What your words have impact, especially with your platform. Think twice,
especially in everything that has happened.
Yep,
agreed. All right, let's try to fast forward to another subject for the people who probably tuned out because they were like, y'all getting to social justice on us.
Oh no.
I don't care.
It's all good stuff.
The Olympics is supposed to happen. We know it didn't happen due to the pandemic. Yes. And now it's supposed to be back on and popping. There's a lot of basketball players. Like I read, Steph Curry is one that's dying to go. I think LeBron would like to go again as well. Who do you think that we should definitely should be on the roster?
I mean, those people you mentioned for sure. I just want it to be entertaining, right? So like,
right.
Steph, I want to see Seth Curry there too, just because like he's doing his little thing out there right now. I mean, for the last few seasons he has, but it's nice to see the marquee players out there. KD when he's healthy again, like having that. Seeing like even a Draymond, like I want to see the marquee players out there because that's what makes it fun. Like when I watch the Olympics,
because it's kind of like the All-Star weekend when you get to see a mix of different players playing together for the same thing.
Like
to win
James Harden playing the way he's playing right now. Like, why wouldn't you want to see that on like a global platform?
But according to Canada, they don't think their players should go this year. Canada is completely different from us by a long shot. But do you agree? Do you think that by the summer or so, we should have enough vaccines?
I mean, it's hard for me to say like, oh, that's a ridiculous take, right? Why wouldn't they send people? Because it's a pandemic, right?
Right.
I don't know what kind of protocols they're going to have in place.
And I don't want to be, I think it's because of also the location.
Yeah. Well, if I remember, I haven't looked at the numbers recently, but when we were at when we were spiking as high as we were in America, Japan wasn't necessarily seeing those same levels, even though they're in proximity to China. I mean, even China was seeing lower levels than we were in cases.
Yeah, we were the worst.
Yeah, because we didn't care. And I think yes, the outbreak happened and took place in Wuhan. But like from that point on, every country took it upon themselves, and not just every country, but numerous countries took it upon themselves to have better procedures and protocols to
Correct.
kind of quell like this issue. And you know, I think Tokyo in the relation to China, I don't think that's that much of the problem. If anything,
Yeah.
it's just sending people to another place to go and compete amongst strangers. And I wouldn't knock Canada for not wanting to send the people, but a part of me, like if it's me personally, I might have a conversation with these athletes, right? Because this is a great opportunity for them. Like
Yes.
they train their whole lives, some of these people, to have this chance,
Yeah.
you know, and so to take that from them and say, well, you know, because of the pandemic, we're not allowing it at all, without knowing maybe the protocols, what they plan to do. Maybe vaccines will be available to athletes going, or they expected to quarantine, whatever it might be. I think
Right.
there's options that Canada could at least entertain before, or you know, I don't know if they know this or if it's been said, but I just think that there's options. So I wouldn't just say no to every athlete, because again, it is an amazing opportunity, and this is something that they can personally choose. I don't think it's outlandish that they're like, no one's going, because again, it's a pandemic, and there have been so many lives, millions of lives lost because of it. So it's not like again, it's not a bad take. It's more so I think you could like maybe have a half step to it and understand like maybe there's something else we could do to get our guys there and representation there, so that we might be able to uplift our people. Because everyone, I mean, the Olympics is that, it's uplifting, you know, especially when you see your team out there getting golds and silvers and crushing, you know, whatever other country. You get to talk smack to your friends from that country.
And it's a moment where you get to be with like your homies and experience something together.
Yes, for sure.
Last but not least, I never end the show like this. I usually start it this way.
First time.
For you. Tonight we have the Celtics versus the Nets. Who's winning? And why?
Who's winning and why? So
this is Boston against Brooklyn. This is like little Haiti versus big Haiti, because all the Haitians go to Boston or Brooklyn.
I know Carl.
A little mix of Miami.
Yeah, I know Carl's gonna what team he's gonna choose. It's pretty obvious.
The losing team.
It's gonna be the losing team, because I believe that the Nets are gonna win.
They're gonna spank them.
And I think even though KD's out, seeing what James Harden has done and how he's like just really got into his own, and they've got more comfortable in that offense. Their defense has improved.
Yeah.
Kyrie's playing off the ball, but like he's a scorer. So like now James Harden can put him in better positions to score. You know, that dynamic duo right there, like they could put up enough offense to hang with the Celtics. Even though the Celtics before the All-Star break were on their like I think a 4-game winning streak, and they're doing well. They're clicking on all cylinders. I don't think it's a blowout by any means, but I do believe that there's enough talent in Brooklyn with those two, and then having, you know, everyone else fill in. I don't know if Jeff Green's playing tonight. I think he might be a game time decision, but those two, I would never count them out, right? And if James Harden takes over a game the way he can,
you're saying the Nets are going to win, but it won't be like a big blowout.
No. I don't think it's going to be a big blowout, but I just think like James Harden, the way he can take over a game, he can handle the offense, and you also still have Kyrie Irving. And with that improved defense, they can stymie the Celtics. And, you know, your boy, your guy Carl is going to be a little sad, but, you know, it happens.
And he's going to be even more emotional because seeing Kyrie in the Nets, you know, when like, really, bro?
Yeah.
Really?
It's
if you can make a prediction now, I'm gonna start something new and I'm gonna write everyone's name down. All right. If you can make a prediction, who's gonna make it? I'm writing right now. Who's gonna make it to the playoffs? Give me the two teams. This is something new. Every time you are a guest, ladies and gentlemen, because maybe I could get some ladies. You're gonna have to tell me, who do you predict as of right now are gonna be the two teams for the playoffs?
All right. Give me a moment. I gotta think this one out. So,
if you gotta choose the West, then you gotta choose the East.
All right, I'm thinking this might be. It's not like a.
I think it's gonna be Lakers versus Nets.
I was gonna say that. I was like, it's not gonna be a hot take. It's Lakers versus Nets. I think it's Lakers versus Nets. They just kind of been built up that way. You also have the potential of Drummond, who might end up going to the Nets, which they've been hurting. I mean, not hurting at center. I guess, you know, DeAndre Jordan's been filling in well enough, but, you know, after the trade, you know, they got weaker at center. So if they can get Drummond, it seems like it's almost a landslide, but I think they go toe to toe. I still take the Nets in that situation. Hard to count out LeBron, obviously, but that's to me is the final. So yes, Nets and Lakers.
Am I allowed to gamble on this show? Are we allowed to gamble? Mr. Carl, if you're watching this, can you please like comment or knock on the door like the executive producer that you are? Are we allowed to gamble? Hello?
One knock for yes, two knocks for no.
Something. Are we allowed to gamble?
I'm not a gambling person, but I can dabble.
I'm going to start something.
I think
are
there's
like,
like 3 new things. We did like a lot of new things. I'm liking
Okay.
this.
We're going to start a money pot.
A money pot. Oh,
$5 per person.
Big money. Big money.
I'm putting your name down. You got to put $5.
Oh man, do I cash app it to you or what's up?
Yeah, we'll do but not now because I don't want to spend anybody's money. So when it's time for playoffs, I'm going to tell everyone this is how much you owe and this is your prediction.
Mm-hmm.
If your team makes it to the playoff, the people who were correct, then like whoever team wins, then you got to make like who's going to win. So okay, breaking news. This is what we're doing. Say the time of the playoff comes and you and I both agree Lakers versus Nets and everyone else also agrees, right? Mm-hmm. If you are right, you get to be in the money pot.
Okay.
Every person that has predicted Lakers versus Nets, say if it's like 30 people, we got 150. You then have to declare who's going to be the winner.
Okay.
And that person will get all the money in the money pot.
All right. So, but what if they have multiple people now that?
Then we have it divided equally, like you know.
I mean,
like the big check, and then like episode of Martin when Gina and Martin thought they were gonna get the big check, and then they only got that piece.
I was gonna say if it comes down to, since it's a series, if you like predict like which way the series is gonna swing, so it's like it's gonna be Nets, 3-4. What if it's gonna be like they win, they sweep them, like something like that. Like if you predict it, that might help if people, because it will end up like dwindling it down to a smaller number of people. That's a suggestion. I'm new to the show. I would hope to be. I want to be invited back.
I don't really know.
We can figure it out. We got time. We got time.
Yes.
We got time. We can figure it out, whether it's points or or it's just like guessing how what the final series is gonna be, what it ends at.
Well, I'm looking at the comments right now, and it looks like people think that the Nets are definitely gonna win tonight by a lot.
By a lot. Okay.
Yeah, like 20 to 30 points.
All right. Wow.
And Manny just put your money where your mouth is. Are you entering the pot? He says the Nets are going to win the chip. Like a chocolate chip? Or he means championship. Because I don't know what chip is. It should have been ship.
I think it means championship. Yes. I'm going to go with that. But, I mean, Nets hands down.
Which I love it.
I like the confidence in the Nets, and I think that it's gonna be a well fought series. I don't think it's hands down the Nets, but I would go with the Nets. I agree with Manny.
Manny said he's in. I'm writing you down. $5, Manny.
Cash app it.
Manny, send the cash app. Who do you think championship? He corrected himself. Yeah. Manny, is it gonna be Lakers versus Nets? Call it, bro. Nets sweeping the Celtics for tonight. Oh, okay. We're talking about the future.
Yeah, we are.
Get with it, Chip. And your brother Greg said for sure that Celtics gonna lose tonight.
Yeah, I agree they're gonna lose. Yeah, by 30, he said.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, I can't wait for this game now.
Manny said he's going the same thing as well. Lakers versus Nets.
Okay.
I'm putting my $5 in. Right now we have $15.
I mean, we're building slowly.
Let's go.
You got time for the playoffs.
Manny Carl said to kick rocks with no socks. His team is not trash. They're basura. That means garbage in Spanish. Ya tu sabe. Well, I could talk to you all day, Steph. You know that. That's for sure.
I'm here. I don't got nothing else going on. So, I mean, if you wanted to, we could just keep chatting. But I know you got to end it at some point.
But I'll just talk to you privately.
I'm here.
Guys, this is my boo, Steph. Not Stephon.
Stephan.
Stephan. Holiest. Yes, please watch his show with Declan and Greg called Smoking Mirrors.
Smoke and Mirrors. Boom, boom, boom.
Mondays at
1 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Y'all don't got to work?
I mean, we make time for the things.
That's your lunch break. That's your lunch break. That's your lunch break.
Exactly. So it's Mondays and Fridays, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m.
During the lunch break.
Exactly. People love to listen to stuff on lunch. It's a great
That
time.
actually would
Pull
be
up
a
and
good
listen.
show. Lunch break. And then you like talk. No, I may have another show on the hit. And then you talk about like what you ate for lunch, what you did.
Hold on. Keep your IP. Don't just like be. Anyone can take it after this.
I
You gotta
think
wait.
we could do a show called The Lunch Break.
I mean, we could talk offline about this because I'm game for that. I got a lot of things I want to talk about. So
yeah, we could talk about whatever we want, what we're having for lunch.
But don't air it out to people. People steal ideas all the time. You gotta keep it under wraps.
Okay. Like this is what I'm talking about. Meet someone who helps you get the juices flowing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a good sounding board.
I don't know if you know, but I'm called a friend stealer.
A friend stealer.
Yes,
I did not know that.
I take people's friends and then I take them for myself.
Wow.
No.
I'm flattered. I'm also afraid because I don't want you to take my friends. But
No,
I guess
I'm just taking you.
Okay, but I mean, after I become your friend, then you might steal my friend.
No, I don't do multiple.
Okay, you don't do that. Okay. I just had to know up front, so I'm game. There's no problem.
So I can steal you, but I won't steal your friends.
All right, that's cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is my guy, Steph Polius. As we said, he has a show with his other two sidekicks on Monday and Fridays, 12 to 1, 1 to 2. 1 to 2. I was just
don't come at 12.
Paying attention. I was making sure you know.
Oh, yeah, I'm there.
Thank you so much for being a guest on my show. I will have you back so we can celebrate.
Yes, indeed.
Ladies and gentlemen, say goodbye. Bye. That was a good one. He's so cute. Oh, I'm married. Oh, just kidding. Not really. Thank you all for watching. I really, really, really appreciate you. And tonight, our president will be speaking about, like I said, the pandemic that's been it's been 1 year. And on this Sunday, New York City will also be remembering all of the loved ones that we have lost with a virtual show. I'm not really sure what it is, but I will be watching. For everyone this may be a tough weekend for all, because we may be remembering all the people that have I can't even speak. I'm not even trying to like hide. I'm trying to be so strong right now. This weekend it will be a remembrance for all the people that we have lost due to COVID, and to everyone out there who has lost a family member, a friend, a coworker. Know that you are not alone. I share the same feelings and experience with you. My heart pours out to you, as Mr. Joe Biden would say, which like it's so true, but it sucks when you look to your left and your right and that your dad, your friend, your sister, your grandmother was supposed to be there, but this deadly virus took them at such an early time. Like I said earlier in the show, this has helped me, and I hope to help others, to let you know how strong you are. And if anyone needs anyone to talk to, I can't tell you that I'll be the best person, because my behind has been crying. But just know it gets easier and it gets better, and never ever forget that person at all, because they were loved. You are loved. And have a great weekend. Have a great week. Most of all, remember to be yourself all the time. Be you, do you, for you. And this is your girl, Deborah Voltaire Kouan's cheerleader. And I'm out. Have a great week, everybody. Thank you so much for my guests for tuning in. And I'm about to go eat this food, but I'm going to eat it right in here so I don't have to share with Carl. And make sure you watch the Smoking Mirrors on Monday and Friday. And on Wednesday, you watch the Sports Hit List with my husband, Carl Kouan, and all his goons. And me on Thursdays. We're taking over. Who wants to do a show on Tuesdays? That's all we need. All we need is a segment for Tuesdays. Hit us up, write in our comments, DM us, be there for us. And like I said, be you, do you, for you. Bye.